I'm glad to see you here, our dear participants. It is our second day of our English coaching week. And today our topic is my favorite book in coaching. So we will discuss the book you like, you prefer in coaching, and why, maybe. So I invite you to share with us some interesting things, maybe. And let's get to know each other a little bit. I will introduce myself. Hello, Natalia. I will introduce myself. My name is Karina Zarubо, and I'm a professional coach, ICF member, and I'm working in life and career themes. So I live now in France, and my working language is Russian, Spanish, French, and English. So maybe we can start with your presentation too. Some phrases, some words, where are you from, your specialization in coaching, and maybe languages in which you are working. And who will start? Hello, participants. Olga, maybe we will start with you. Some words, some details about you.
Yes. I'm glad to be a participant of the second English club, which is a great event in our coaching English speaking community. And in my self-introduction, I'm a professional coach. My specialization is coaching for business, team coaching, effectiveness growing for managers who manage people and processes. I had worked more than 25 years as a manager in supply chain in different companies, mostly in international corporations. And the last 2 years, I'm in transformation from manager to professional coach in business, helping people in business to deal with their inquiries, and also business consulting. Now I'm learning English for coaches and Dmitry Khokhlov modules, and expect that we'll be able practice or offer coaching in English for foreigners. So
thank you, Olga. Yes, thank you. It's very interesting. Thank you for your introduction. I see Natalia is here. Hello, nice to see you.
Hello, Karina. Nice to see you.
Yes.
So actually, we saw each other before. Yesterday, I also was at this English club. My name is Natalia, and I'm in the beginning of my coaching career. I'm going to be a career development coach, and still learning and have my practice and having my practice. That's all.
So great. What languages maybe do you speak? Do you work? In what languages?
Only Russian. And now I'm trying to remember my English, which I used to know before my maternity leave on a business level, like upper intermediate, because I also worked in international company, and all communication, correspondence, and reporting was in English. But now I don't use it often, so I feel like I forgot language, and I feel like I'm losing it.
Hey, you are very good in English. Thank you, Natalia. So our topic today is about books. So every coach reads a lot of books, and I invite you to share with us your favorite books. So Olga, what book maybe do you prefer? Do you like more?
Frankly speaking, Karina, I had the intention to be a passive participant because I have no one or two favorite books in coaching. I like some of them, but I cannot do that. It's something one. I have some one unique, but because I can see that there are no enough participants to be passive, I'm ready. I'm ready to start. So now I'm reading in Russian the books by Heidi Grant Halverson and Tori Higgins. Psychology of motivation. I bought it a few months ago. Then I had faced in my company with disaster in terms of motivation, and I think how to join people around my project and myself as the leader, and go deeply in motivation. And I found a lot of interesting things that our motivation, it is not so, how to say, so clearly things then we used to have it in our daily routines and our business. I had heard a lot of times from my managers in some companies, Olga, think about self-motivation. Don't ask me how to encourage you. Just do it, because you are manager. You should find solution and came me just with a report that everything is done. I cannot understand why it irritates me, such position, because it was position from, let's say, top managers like vice president of big companies. And I think what is my motivation is, and only deep dive into this or one book I read before show me that it is not my fault that I cannot be in garbage every minute and be happy because I'm working for big company. That now the people has changed, and after they have safety and some vital necessity covered, they need more emotional motivation about their awareness or about their respect, about their values. And unfortunately, most of people don't treat it when they work in big project team, in lead departments, etc. They know it is from books because they visited seminars, but they didn't put it into this, let's say, heart. I did it because it is my native style to be helping people to understand their needs. And in spite of this atmosphere, I could manage some projects, and I could build teams from different departments which never even talk to each other before. Let's say I came and I offer them to do something cross-functional. And I don't know it is enough or not because we have no enough time, but I would recommend who work with people under their goals to learn more about levels, stages of motivation. And I would recommend this by Heidi Halverson and Tori Higgins.
Olga, could you please maybe in our chat write us the name of the author? Thank you. It's very interesting because we coaches, we read not only the books about coaching and in coaching topics, but only about and also about motivation, emotions, and other topics about personal development. So thank you, Olga, for sharing with us the information about this book. And maybe who next? Who wants to tell us? Natalia, I see the new participant, Anna. Hello. Do you want to join us in discussing the books? Okay. So no. Natalia, what about you? What about the books you read and you prefer?
As I understand, today we are discussing books about coaching, right?
So it depends. The books, yes, you use in your work, coaching work.
Actually, at the moment, I don't read any coaching books because I just don't have time. I have started to read Julia Starr book and book by John Whitmore, but I haven't finished them yet. I have a list of books to read, but just don't have time. But I can tell about one good thing, book which actually led me to coaching, and this book is
Barbara Sher, no?
Yes, Barbara Sher.
Okay.
What to Dream About. I don't know the original. I could do anything if I only knew what it was. So I started to read this book last year when I was thinking about closing my internet shop and didn't know what to do else as to express my maybe talents or what to do, how to find my way. So this book helped me, and one of the questions, like we say, strong questions, powerful questions in this book was what activity would have a sense to you, a meaning to you, and I thought that maybe coaching. So that's how I started to learn coaching.
So the book helped you. Yeah, I see. It's very interesting. Could you please also write in the chat the name of this book?
Okay.
Okay, Natalia, thank you. Anna, hello.
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 I'm sorry, I didn't find the button to press for the microphone quickly, so I could not answer your question straight away. Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Could you present yourself a little bit, maybe some details? Where are you from? And your specialization? Where do you live?
Yes, sure, I could. I live in Moscow. One of my occupation is coaching. By my major profession, I'm an HR person. I worked for foreign companies for more than 15 years. So it's quite naturally that coaching came into my life as one of the area of interest, and means of developing people, and like the technology which helps to solve problems, to set and reach goals, to fulfill projects, and etc. And as far as I understood, some of our colleagues are working in companies, and if we speak about the recommendations of the books to read, I probably could mention, I'm sure you heard of it, but still, the book which I liked very much when I started learning coaching, the topic is related to the chair management, of course. I don't know if you see it or not.
Coaching executives, коучинг руководителей, Who is the author? Mary Beth Anu. Okay.
Yeah. Why this book drew my attention was the question which I asked myself when I heard about executive coaching, life balance coaching, and all the other types of coaching. The question was, what's the difference? Coaching is coaching for everybody and for everything. Why do people really speak about different coachings, if we could it like this? So I saw this book in my school. I studied with Svetlana Yurina Chumakova in MAC. We had a library over there in the school, and this book was in the library, so I decided to read it to see what's the real difference. And I even wrote an article about that after that. But actually, I don't think that there is some major difference. Coaching is just coaching, but maybe a coach just needs to develop some extra skills to work with the people at the top level positions, and understanding the difference between the levels of the tasks they have, between them and the normal level staff, and to be able to help build strategies. And of course, it would be better if coach has some business understanding. Because on the one hand, it's not really necessary because the client solves his own problems with his own resources in his own environment. But on the other hand, if he have understanding of business processes, laws, and rules, it's much easier to ask good questions.
Yes, I see. I agree with you. I think also that it's not only the books about coaching we need to read, but if you are working like a business coach, also the books in business, in marketing, in management, to understand the structure, the mechanism of this area.
And really to be very curious, to have a very good and deep investigation of the request with your client, to understand how it works in his or her company, in his or her particular company, because they all are also different.
Yes, curiosity, yes. Thank you, Anna. It's very interesting. Yeah. Okay, maybe I will share with you also some books I prefer. The first book, my favorite book, is Natalia is mentioned, is of Julia Starr, the coaching manual. I'm reading this book in Russian, but it exists also the version in English. I will give you the link of this book. So this book is quite simple and clear, and I advise the students of coaching to begin with this book to understand what is the coaching. Olga, have you read the Julia Starr book, The Coaching Manual, maybe? You know this book, no? Mm-hmm. Okay, I advise you, maybe I recommend you to see. It exists in Russian and English, both in Russian and English. So, and also I read books in English. And one of the book that I like, it's maybe who study in the program of Dmitry Khaklov. We studied this book, 15 Top Tools for Coaching. So it's a complete toolkit for developing people. And there are topics of different situations of our clients, about goal settings, about problem resolutions. There are models, there are forms with questions we can ask our clients to help them to find the solution. So I recommend you this book too. I will give you the link of this book. So just a second. I will copy it from my. Do you read books in English? Natalia, do you read the book? Olga?
I'm going to read Coaching World magazine. I printed it from ICF.
Oh,
from ICF site. So I'm going to practice my English in this way, because I don't have any English books at the moment, but maybe I will start from this.
Okay, it's great. Yes, Olga.
I may answer on the question in the chat about why this book. This book is a part of educational program by Dmitry Khaklov, English for Coaches. And me and Karina, we, are studying English by Dmitry Khaklov programs. And this book is a part of our program on 5th module. And I found that it's very simple, very structured and easy to read to people who not native speakers, just have knowledge of English. And as compare the previous module in the Dmitry Khaklov program as well, we used another book. It was Powerful Questions. The book name is named. The book name was Powerful Questions, and it was also very good, but not so easy, and asked more time to read and make translation. This book, if you are not excellent speakers, you don't need any translation. You have English simple, and
yes,
it's my opinion. I would recommend.
Yes, it's rather clear. So there are interesting tables of the questions like this who help coach work with values, with motivation and goal settings and etc. So I bought it on Amazon. So if you want, you can buy this book there too. So what else? Maybe what can I recommend? I will see. I have done the list here for me. So about how to find clients in the coaching. Do you read books about how to find your clients for coaching? How to make a business? Maybe marketing books for coaches?
I read mostly something on the internet.
Natalia, what?
Not books, just internet sites.
Internet site. Okay. So one of the book of my favorite book about this theme is the book The Prosperous Coach: Increase Income and Impact for You and Your Clients. This is an excellent book for any coach to read. I think it is about the method of creating clients. So for me, this book has inspired me, and not too afraid to sell my coaching services. I will give you a link too, so you can find it also in Amazon, and to look inside this book and to decide if this book is interesting for you or not. So it is about marketing without marketing. So this book is only in English, exists only in English. And maybe for some coaches who has experience, you know the book «Мастерство коучинга», Coaching Excellence by Sylvian Canio and Vivian Lohner. Do you know this this book maybe? Мастерство коучинга. It was traduced by Yulia Chukhno, and this book is excellent too for coaches to master. There are 10 or 12 cases about difficult situation in professional life, about low motivation and so on, conflicts and in the workplace. And so it is like a case study of every situation, and about questioning and about the client and so on. I recommend you also to read this book. It exists both in Russian, in English, in Spanish, in French, so you can choose. Do you know this book?
I have this book in Russian in electronic format. By Sylvian Canio, and you can download this Russian version in electronic format from their site Novaterra.
Novaterra, yes, from the school.
You can download from here, from there, in Russian.
Natalia, thank you. So it's also interesting. Do you read the books more electronic or in paper? How do you prefer for you?
I prefer to read normal books because short article is okay to read on computer, but long books. But sometimes electronic format is more convenient because it is always at your hand. You can use 10 minutes and read in your phone while you're waiting somewhere, and you can mark pieces of text in electronic readers. And sometimes it is convenient if you want to save some quotes or some key thoughts, key ideas.
Yeah. I see. Olga, and you, how do you prefer to read books? Paper, electronic way?
I like paper books. Can you hear me? I like paper books. It is my favorite way of reading, and I still visit bookshops, not internet, and spend there many times looking.
Mhm.
It is a great pleasure to touch this book in your hand. So, and the second, because of my eyes, I have problems with eyes, and more natural for me to read the big chapter on paper. So,
Thank you. As to me, I prefer also to read in paper the books, but I live in France and it's very difficult to find books in Russian. So for me, the only way is download and read it in the electronic. But if I can find the paper book, I buy this, and I prefer also paper. Yelena, maybe you want to share with us some books. If it's difficult for you in English, you can share with us in Russian, maybe.
I prefer a paper book. So,
Okay. And what about books? I know that you are in coaching many years, and you read a lot of books. Maybe some book you can recommend us.
могу только показать.
Okay. You're welcome.
Это мои первые. This is my first books. Marilyn Atkinson.
Free books. So could you repeat the titles of this series of books of Atkinson?
Какая серия?
Жизнь в потоке. The first it was. I will write it in the chat. Мастерство жизни. Жизнь в потоке. A minute. Мастерство в жизни. Жизнь в потоке. And the product.
And
И третье.
активный коучинг еще. Конечно, с нами дома в электронном виде.
Елена, и третья, как называлась книга? Это Аткинсон.
Something about achievement.
Достижение цели.
Это все, да? Сейчас еще.
Have you read all 3 books completely?
Сейчас еще одну покажу.
Because I'm still with the first one.
This is, вот это вот еще.
Coaching. Yeah.
Это вот. Вот такая вот.
Елена, may you share us how these books changed you, maybe? What you
Теперь по-русски скажите. Я же не бум-бумнику кукареку по-английски. Я только понимаю, что вы говорите. Еще раз, Ольга, еще раз. Я не говорю по-английски, я только слушаю. Я перевожу книжки, но только слушаю.
Окей, sorry. Мне очень интересно, Как эти книги изменили вас? Или вот если человек вообще, вот условно говоря, не читал никогда.
Вот эта книжка конкретно меня привела в коучинг, и это было самое главное изменение моей профессии. Я была программистом и бухгалтером, и она меня привела в коучинг. Все. А дальше вся жизнь поменялась.
И вы стали коучем прям сразу?
Нет, с 2012 года
Ну, то есть у вас
профессиональную сертификацию в МАКе прошла в 2015 году, в мае. А сейчас я ассистент Ольги Рыбиной, эпицентр, уже год почти. Обожаю свою работу ассистента. И действующий коуч, лайф-коуч.
So great.
Thank you very much.
I cannot tell such beautiful story that I read one book and became a coach. And I now...
Ну, сначала вот эта книжка, а потом Мэрилин Аткинсон, а потом МАК. Я попробовала без обучения коучинг, это не получилось, и поняла, что мне нужно профессиональное обучение. И туда в МАК пошла.
So you had graduated from MAC. What programs have you got there? What name the programs? Business and coaching or something else?
Коучинг in management, короче, in management.
Okay.
Такая программа была.
Okay, you know that I graduated from MAC 1 year before you in 2019 in November. And this time I continue my education in coaching and work as an individual coach behind my professional life in logistics because I was logistics, and unfortunately I couldn't find such good opportunity to work let's say officially in some coaching organization in spite of my big willingness, because I would like to be part of team, but mostly now I operate as an individual coach and consultant, because business consulting is also my, let's say, good potential, and many people ask for consulting in specific particular cases in their organizations, and I help even in big companies like international. So, but I'm not so successful as you in coaching, unfortunately. I'm just doing, let's say, first steps, and I read couple dozens, maybe, couple dozens books, and no one made such huge influence on me. No one that wow, it is step by step in my internal potential. One piece of work from Atkinson, one piece of work from Marsha Reynolds, one piece of, I don't know, this from this Higgins or other coaches. It's interesting, this point about books, and thanks Karina who facilitate us, because the books themselves means nothing. It's just a paper with inks, бумага с чернилами. The books mean something if you do it with yourself as a work. So that is why it's interesting how they influence people, what exactly influence, how to push this button to make transformation in internal transformation. For me, it was, for instance, a piece of work, Tolstoy in 15, then I was 15 years old. I was, wow, because of Tolstoy and Dostoevsky. And but I couldn't find such wow from some other authors. But I'm much more older, and my emotions are much more older. Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry. And just to keep a live conversation.
Yeah, thank you to share with us your opinion in your experience. And maybe I have one more question for you all. How many books do you read a month, maybe a week, about coaching and other fields for your work?
When I was working and went to work by subway, I used to read one book a month, or one book a week, because 1 hour one side, 1 hour back home, you have 2 hours of day for reading. You can easily read many books. Now, as far as I'm on maternity leave with 2 little kids, I don't have time at all, only for short articles on the internet, and the rest of my free time I spend for education, coaching education, for webinars, and so on, and for practice, of course. And as for book Coactive Coaching, which we discussed just now, it is on my list. And as far as I'm also in transition period in life, because I used to work as a finance director in an international company, and now I'm going to switch as career coach and maybe a business coach. Maybe after reading this book, Coactive Coaching, it will have the same impact like on Elena when I say, wow, that's my final decision, because now at the moment I still a little bit suspicious if I can do it, if it's totally mine. So
good
maybe,
luck.
yes, maybe one of these books that we are discussing today will be like final drop, like final point in my new stage in life.
I wish you to find this book. Impact. Thank you, Natalia.
Thank you.
How do you find the books you read about coaching? It's a recommendation from your friends, or you are searching in internet what to read? How it happened? How do you find these books?
I usually use recommendations of master coaches where I'm learning. So they advise, and I read them. I'm going to read them.
So you make your list?
Yes, I'm making my list
Okay.
by recommendations. From your recommendations and others.
Yes, thank you. Olga, and you, how do you find the books to read?
Different ways. I have some favorable authors. For instance, Marina Miller. I found her excellent, interesting author and coach. And I met her about 15 years ago. So I read her books in business trip, in railways wagon within one day, and I was absolutely amazed because of her style, ideas. It was I don't know, psychology in business. This book, and till this time, I follow her new books. As well, I have some other authors which I follow because I met them many years ago, before I started thinking about coaching career. And the second rate is my friends from coach environment, and the books which recommended during some educational programs. So three ways. Three ways. Sorry.
Thank you, Olga. So maybe you have some more questions, or maybe something to share with us about books in coaching. Okay.
I can recommend Marsha Reynolds.
Yes, sure.
There are a lot of we cannot see. Sorry, Elena, maybe I cannot recommend Marsha Reynolds because she wrote small books, very short, small books, which is easy to read and easy to work under them, because it is women's style. It is books. I read 3 of them. It is books appealing to women. There are some specific there. And if you need some kind of encouraging your career, especially if you're a young mama or you have some other changes in your life as a woman, for instance, as a woman, Marsha Reynolds is the best recipe because her attitude, her books aimed to achieve, to attract women audience, because we all are women, in spite of me, за исключением, except of Dmitry. I think it could be useful for you to know this.
Yes, thank you for remember this excellent coach, this master coach, which who offers us this excellent book. Thank you, Olga.
Yes, thank you very much. I saw books by Marsha Reynolds and this book Coactive Coaching by Laura Whitwer on the site of MAC, and I was going to order them to buy, but then I was a little bit in doubt. But now, after our meeting, immediately I will order Marsha Reynolds and Coactive Coaching by Laura Whitwer. Thank you for your advice.
Yes, it's great. Thank you. So we can finish our discussion today, and maybe the last question: what was the most important for you today to hear? So, as I understand, Natalia, for you the most important it's about the books of Marsha Reynolds. No, maybe something else.
All advices and personal impressions about the books are important and always interesting. So all discussion was very interesting, and in the very beginning of discussion, when Olga was telling about motivation in organizations, that was also very interesting, because I worked in totally different working environment, and for 8 years I was going to my work like on holiday, and all atmosphere, thanks to our leaders of our company and attitudes between between people, between colleagues are very warm, like family, although we are 150 people. And so that was interesting how different it may be, as I never saw anything else. So I always was like a flower in something closed environment. Everything is good, everything is happy, all attitudes are very good, and how different it can be in other places.
Thank you, Natalia. Olga, and to you, for you today?
I met nice people. I've got useful recommendations, and I practice a lot of English today because we have no big list of participants, and it's also very good. Thank you, Karina. Thank you, Kalina.
Olga. Anna, are you here? Can you share with us what was the most important, interesting for you today?
Yes, sure, I could. It was interesting to share the books which colleagues read. I've got one on remark to look for and maybe buy. I thought that it's really good practice to speak English with colleagues on the topic which is interesting, and I've just got a couple of more recommendations maybe for those who are learning English still, because it's never-ending story. I think that it's very useful to get the subscription for the information from our foreign colleagues. There's a number of coaches within ICF even who has the internet projects, the internet coaching schools and etc. Who hold webinars for coaches on different topics to listen to, and a lot of information on coaching skills themselves to master your professional skills. And if to speak about the impressions about the books made on me, it's so interesting that it came on my mind when I listened to Olga that there was no a book which really impressed her, changed her life, and like a click. I thought that I'm also not a person to be quite easy impressed, but there's a person whose books really impressed me a lot, and I think that it maybe could be interesting for all of you also. It's Anthony Robbins. He's more of NLP practice, but he's also a coach, and he uses both areas for his clients. And his book really impressed me very much. I tell you why. When I was reading books about coaching, to my mind, most of them are more or less theoretical. People just tell what is coaching and etc. And I'm a very practical person. I'm from business. I just need to do this, this, and this, and you get this result. So in all these books which we discussed, probably there's not that direct technology. But what impressed me in Tony's books was that he gives very, very simple practical exercises on how to change values, for example, on how to work with your internal settings, with the things in which you're convinced but they are not effective for you, for example. So I think that if you're interested in coaching in some practical tools, his books are very good. And I'm not even speaking about the results which he with his clients. Just
So thank you, Anna. Yes. So the last name we share today is this speaker, this coach, Anthony Robbins. He's very well known in the market of coaching, sure. Yes, and Olga, there are a lot of books he has written, so you can find his books also on Amazon. So you type Anthony Robbins and you have the list, and you can choose there. So thank you.
Give me a second, I can tell you a couple of names of the books.
Okay.
Yeah, I just need to find them on my files list. Just give me a second, okay? Because I don't remember where.
Okay, Anna, thank you very much. There are a lot of books by one author, but we like one of them more, others don't like so more. And for instance, so what exactly the book? Because it was really interesting what you told us. And we have not so many time to read all books which exist on the planet. So we should be selective in terms of the time and the usage of the book.
The first book, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
The first book is «Разбуди в себе исполина».
Okay.
The second one is «Беспредельная власть». Советы друга.
Советы другов?
Друга, да, советы друга.
Советы друга, окей.
И еще вот у меня есть, сейчас пытаюсь понять, как она точно называется, «Удача и успех», 365 daily lessons, вот как так у меня странно записано. Не могу сказать, что это точное название.
Окей.
На самом деле в интернете легко найти его книжки, даже бесплатно скачать, поэтому если попробуете, мне кажется, это сложно.
And also you can find these books in English. If you
Definitely.
want, yes, to.
And he has a lot of videos. Again, if you hold on, I can send you the link for the film, which is more than an hour from his whole work, if we can call that this way. Just a second, I'll start Skype because it's in there.
It's a great opportunity.
It takes some time.
To listen.
Are you talking about? Okay, sorry.
Yes, we are talking
About film. I'm not your guru. About this film. I'm not.
Yes.
A long movie about like documentary movie about his training. Yes.
Yes.
So the name is "I'm not your guru." Я не ваш гуру.
Yes, okay.
So I'm very glad there are a lot of information for us today, and a lot of books and video to watch, to study, to read. So thank you very much for spend with us the second day of English Coaching Week, and I invite you tomorrow also to join us. The topic for tomorrow is your first coaching session in English. Are you ready? So we will practice the coach session, mini coach session with mentor, and you will have the opportunity to practice like a coach or like a client and to have a feedback from the mentor. So the same time, the same place in Zoom, the same time, 12 p.m. So have a nice day, and see you tomorrow who want to join us.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
That's all? Bye-bye. Thank you very much. I'm understand all. Все, пока.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Bye.